Irashaimase! Hello and welcome to Fitaurus Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Fitaurus. It's time once again for Shoot 'em Up Saturday. And since I've been talking about the upcoming Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors recently, I figured it was high time I went and got a Darius title feature for Shoot 'em Up Saturday. That being the case, on the menu this Saturday, we've got Supernova for the Super Nintendo. Supernova is known as Darius Force in Japan, so it's totally a not quite mainline, I'll get to that in just a second, Darius title. It's actually the second console Darius title, so not one that was released in arcades. The first going and being Darius Twin, also for the Super NES. That one came out in 91, this one was released by Taito in 1993. So, that being the case, what kind of taste will this fish-infested shoot 'em up go and have? Let's get cooking and find out.
Since early man first discovered the ability to use weapons made from pieces of wood and stone, he has fought for survival. A long time has passed since the war with Belser, and the names of those heroic warriors have long been forgotten. On this day, history is about to repeat itself. It's a saga of war and man's perpetual fight for survival. Nice heartbeat going, running in the background. Alright, so we're at the Supernova start screen, so we're going to go ahead and jump right into the game itself. So we have the choice of 3 possible Silverhawks that we can go and choose from. It goes and gives us the Type 1, which is apparently based off of the original Silverhawk from the first Darius title. The Type 2, which I believe is based off of Darius Twin. And then the Type 3, which is supposedly new to this game. The biggest difference between the 3 ships is it's their main shot, and then there's a little bit of difference to their bombs and lasers, side lasers as well. For our purposes today, we're going to totally go and take Type 1. A, because it's green, and green is an awesome color, and B, I like its shots the best. So here we go, Type 1. Rushing into Zone A. I don't think it actually goes and says anything like that. Maybe I'm just thinking of other Gradius titles? Not Gradius, sorry, other Darius titles. Just going and thinking of other long-running shoot-'em-up series. So, here we are in Zone A of Supernova, or Darius Force, as it was known in Japan. So I kind of dig the kind of like Mode 7 wavy background that we have going on in this stage. It's super atmospheric and interesting. Anyway, jumping on to mechanics. So we have a basic shot, and by default it's set to rapid, which is definitely nice and saving on our fingers. It's also possible to go and get power-ups and shields in this one. In Darius titles, I feel like the shields are an absolute must. So as we go and defeat certain sets of enemies, or in this stage and in other stages there are also like meteor showers, then we can go and get power-ups. The red power-ups are for our shot, and both our main shot and our bomb. Here we have our first, like, mini sub-boss, well, I guess mid-boss as it were, kind of like a trilobite fish thing. So, one thing about the whole Darius series is it's been one that's very obsessed with aquatic enemies. Alright, here's another thing I can go and discuss about Darius Force, or Supernova. Its difficulty level. It definitely goes and sports a pretty high difficulty level. in that if you go and die, you're reset back to midpoints. So as far as I can go and tell, there's usually an average of 3 midpoints throughout the stage. So this one set me back right before our mid-boss. I'll see if I can't more efficiently take care of him. I did go and take a hit there, so my shield's down a level. That's unfortunate. Anyway, the shields are blue power-ups, and then there's also possible to go and obtain a green power-up, which can go and give you 1-up or points, kind of seemingly randomly determined, although more often than not, the ones that I've gotten seem to go and indicate that at least the ones that give you 1-ups are predetermined. The ones that go and give you points, the point values do seem random. As far as the shield is concerned, well, each time we go and pick up a power-up for our weapon goes and gets stronger. And as we go and pick up power-ups for the shields, if we go and pick up enough of them, we will upgrade the shields. Between lives, that's actually the only upgrade that will go and persist. If you're able to go and upgrade your shield, it will stay upgraded throughout the course of that continue. So I think it's like collecting 5 shield power-ups will go and upgrade it to the next level. As far as the weapon's concerned, it's a huge amount of, or it's got a huge amount of growth to it. It starts at level 1 and we can go all the way up to level 8. Warning, warning, a huge battleship biohazard is approaching fast. Since we go and completely lose all of our shot power-ups between lives, it's actually very, very difficult to go and get to the maximum shot. And so this game, and a lot of Darius titles in general, actually do suffer from the point of going and getting super powerful, but if you happen to go and die, then you feel, well, weak. It makes it actually significantly difficult to go and progress once you actually have gotten to the point where you've gone and like lost your life or your first continue. So here we are up against Biohazard. It seems like it's kind of based on a weird hybrid seahorse. The first phase was going and blasting off its arm that was firing that spread shot at us, and then we had to go and destroy the gooey center and all the bubbles, and now it's going and shooting missiles out of its butt at us. But that's okay, because he'll be dead here in just a sec. Goodbye, Biohazard. You weren't so bad. We'll miss Biohazard, right? And it just keeps on. There we go. Zone A completed. Now here's another really awesome feature that the Darius franchise is known for, and that's the selectable pass. So in each Darius title, usually after the stage goes and completes, you have the ability to go and pick which route, which zone you're going for. Or I think there's actually, in G Darius, you actually pick which direction you're going mid-stage, which is a really fascinating feature. One thing that's notable about Darius Force, or Supernova, is that you can only go to your right or up. So if you get to the top row, then your choices will be limited, and you're trying to go and get to one of those 3 terminus stages, O, N, or L. Each one goes and has a final boss, and each one has its own ending depending on which stage you get to. So if you're able to go across the entire bottom, A, C, F, I, L, you'll go and get you'll take the shortest path and get to the boss, the final boss, the fastest, or you can go all the way to the top and it'll be a couple extra stages. I'm not actually sure if the difficulty is significantly more difficult on one path or another. In general, I go and consider this game to be quite hard, so well, your mileage may definitely vary on that one. Still, there is quite a bit to like about the Darius franchise. The theming and the oddity of the aquatic fish-based enemies is certainly fun. So there aren't very many titles that go and have a serious theming along those lines. You know, you might have some that are more lighthearted. Oh yeah, I'm completely forgetting. I haven't actually used my bombs or my lasers at all this run. So you have a separate bomb button, and one thing that's kind of frustrating about this title, you can go and use both in conjunction, but if you do, you're going and lowering both your bomb and your shot power significantly. As far as the bomb is concerned, you also have the ability to go and switch to a laser, which goes and increases the number of directions it goes and fires the more power-ups you go and collect. And Darius Force is notable because there's not a separate power-up for your main shot and the missile or the bomb. They have just one unified power-up that goes and powers both up. That's actually different from the standard Darius formula where you have a individual power-up for both. Alright, I was able to go and power up my shield to the next level, so it's silver, and I believe I can take one... I can't remember if it's one or two more hits when it's at this level, but it definitely goes and increases our survivability, and that's something that can't be overstated. Also, one thing that's really fun about the Darius franchise as well is you really do have a wide range of... Okay, this is an awesome power-up right here. We fire an awesome beam, and with that awesome beam we can make short work of this particular stage's mid-boss. Anyway, Darius goes and sports a rather wide variety of stages. So we had that first one that was kind of like almost a subspace, where we are traversing through subspace type stage. Then we've got this one where we're just terrestrially on a planet, going and fighting our way through enemies both above the surface and under the surface of an ocean. By the way, I do like I want to go and point out some of the nice effects that go along with that. So on the surface, if we were to go and pass into the water, it goes and has a little ripple effect. And now that we're underwater, you can go and see that there's bubbles that occasionally go and float away from our engine. So just neat little things like that. So there's more kind of terrestrial planet stages, and then there's ones where we're also going and assaulting futuristic bases. I'll go ahead and pick one of those as our next stage, just so you can go and see. Because we are at the end of Zone B. Warning! A huge battleship, Muddy Crystal, is approaching fast. Wow, wow. Something so satisfying about that kind of klaxon, at least to me. So one thing I should go and note, depending on which route you take, sometimes you'll go and encounter the same bosses. Both routes, or rather zones B and C, go and sport Muddy Crystal as their boss, but the Muddy Crystal that we go and encounter isn't necessarily the same. The Muddy Crystal in stage B and C have different colors. He's blue and purple here, but in Zone C he's actually orange and red, and the way he goes and attacks is slightly different. Not that we're actually going to get to see any of those attacks, I actually made very short work of him. Alright, Zone B completed. Come on, come on. So from here, I have the option of going and picking Zone D or Zone E. We're going to go ahead and go with D. Keep on moving ourselves up to the top path. Something about the Super NES and that Mode 7, yo. Good stuff. So here, as I was going and saying, is an example of more futuristic space base that we're assaulting. So I've gotten my Silverhawk's weapon up to the point where we're going and sporting the wave shot. Iconic as it may be for this franchise, this is definitely where you want to be weapon wise. And I do believe... Oh, sweet. we're able to go and get to the 3rd level gold shield as well. We are definitely rocking it. But unfortunately, like I was going and saying, you can get to this point, make one misstep, like I could go and crash into the terrain here, and then I'd be back to square one. Minus the shield. If I were to go and get a shield power up, it would still be this same power level, which at least we got that going for us. Now here's our first non-aquatic sub-boss, mini-boss. This guy is just weird. Kind of a pain too, going and shooting that 5-shot spread that he does. But fortunately, our wave made short work out of him. So now at this point, I think we're just going and picking up power-ups for sport. Still, I think if I play cautiously enough... Ah, crap. Well, there's a little, like, mega bomb there, so I'm probably gonna go and meet my end here. I don't do well with all these laser turrets. We'll try and, like, see what we can do to take them out before they take us out. I might have spoken too soon. Alright, we're just about to the end of Zone D. And that'll go and put us up against... Come on. Warning, a huge battleship. Spiral Snail is approaching fast. I want to go and argue that statement there. A snail is never fast. So without a shield, I don't think I'm going to go and be able to go and take this boss down. Definitely not first try at the very least. Once again, going and making good use of the Super Nintendo's Mode 7 there. So, here we go. This is our good buddy, Spiral Snail. Yep, that's the way to do it. Just go and like line yourself right up so he can go and take you out without any problem. Oh crap, I didn't go and pick up my shield power up. Alright, well, at any rate, I think I'll go ahead and call it here for this episode of Shoot 'em Up Saturday. There's a look at one of the earlier Darius titles. Definitely be looking forward to me going and covering other Darius games in the future. I've got quite a few that I can still go and throw at you that I'm a very big fan of. There's the legendary Darius Gaiden. There's also G Darius, Darius Burst, and of course the upcoming Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors. So there will be much Darius to go and come. Anyway, I want to go and thank you so much for coming out and joining me on Shoot 'em Up Saturday today. As always, if you go and have a Shoot 'em Up that you could go, or that you would like me to see me go and feature on the channel, or any other game that you'd like me to go and play and feature for that matter, please go and leave that in the comments below. And thank you so much for coming out today, and I hope to go and see you again next week.